Hello YouTube, this is Rowan here with another episode of Wargame Red Dragon, and today we are beginning turn 2 of the Busan Pocket campaign, and we have to start off with a pretty significant choice because at the end of turn 1 this US battle group has entered the, I don't know, is it the South China Sea? South China Sea? Does it actually say on the map what the actual sea is called? No, it doesn't. Okay. But this US battle group has showed up, and they're going to be providing a sort of counter-attack in towards Seoul, and the other objective to the campaign, besides holding Busan, is to control all of these 3 strategic sectors before the 10th turn of the game. And to do that, we have been given access to some new divisions, but this regiment is the only one we can actually deploy. I believe all of these are only things that can be deployed once we have a port or an airfield to deploy them through. So the Marines regiment is the only thing I can deploy, which costs 20 points. So to spend 20 points to equip it. Unfortunately, if you remember the last turn, we also lost Yeondeok, can't pronounce it. But we lost that, and our forces had to pull back, and these guys are probably well motivated, and they have direct access to Busan, and every force here was routed because I had to order it to retreat, otherwise they would have been engaged in battle, and I'd have just lost command vehicles. Now, these forces can't be deployed to Busan, but I still have one attack helicopter Koi? Not sure what that's meant to represent, but I have one more force that I can deploy at Busan, but it also costs 20 points. I only have 35 points available to me, so I have to make the decision, do I attack Seoul and divert other forces, because these guys are eventually going to get exhausted after several turns in battle, and they still have forces on Dongai. These guys are still active, so do I launch an attack on Seoul and attempt to sort of divert the forces and even all the stuff that all these divisions in Pyongyang and all that are still in North Korea? Do I launch an attack and sort of distract them in Seoul so I can eliminate all these forces, make them rest and then return? Or do I focus on defending Busan? And for the moment, I think I'm going to have to make the decision and deploy the attack helicopter Koi. Primary reason is that they have forces in Seoul, and if I launch a naval attack at that point, I believe that it's going to turn into an Alamo scenario where they control all spawn points and all resource points, and I get stuck in the middle with no access to air corridors, and that can turn into a bit of a clusterfuck very easily. So I'm going to wait a few more turns, build up some points, and then hopefully I can deploy enough forces to Seoul that I can make such an attack a little safer. So for now we're going to continue to focus entirely on Busan. I mean, this is only turn 2. I still have 8 turns left to attack Seoul and the rest of them. So now the question is, what forces in the Busan area do I divert? Because I won 2 total victories here and here, which means that all of their forces have left the area, and if I pursue them, everything they have will be destroyed, and that's going to be a major win for us. But again, they're probably going to be attacking Busan, which is a bit of a problem, because if I lose it, then that's an automatic defeat for me. So I have to split forces again. So everything here is routed, which makes me think that I don't actually need to send any of my actual battle groups to there. I guess I need to send anything, and that'll destroy them. So the main battle group I'm going to divert back to here, get as much into Busan as possible. Let's see, let's select this. Those K10s with 110 pointers. I feel that heavy tanks are going to be useful. They did spam a lot of units, so I feel that I think I need good tanks to resist it. Command vehicles, maybe not necessary. Anti-tank, definitely so. And I think the Kyber tanks are necessary, so I'm going to leave, I guess, the infantry force to attack. Or alright, I don't even have the option. Brilliant. I can't even launch an attack. Why can we not pursue them? Do we have orders to not annihilate a force that is completely routed? But that... Okay, that's infuriating. Right, up here, For some reason, they still have a battle group in the area. I'm not sure if it's just arrived, but it's not routed, and they still have air support. So I need to leave some units in the area, but I'm going to take as many anti-tank forces as I can get. Do we have any intelligence on this deck? I mean, what's it even doing here? Can I select it? Nope, apparently not. Engineers, what do you have? No, I'd like to select the engineers, not some other random air force. Nothing, rockets, nothing, and some very basic and terrible infantry. I'm just going to leave them there. I mean, they're probably not going to do too much good. These guys are routed. I can't command them to do anything. All the other forces that are available are already in Busan. The army reserve, I mean, all I have is logistics and artillery, neither of which is going to help against their mobile forces, so I'm just going to leave them be, save the points for the attack on Seoul, hopefully the next turn. And before I start, I just want to make a point, okay, because this campaign was meant to be a blend of European escalations and air land battles campaign, you know, the choose your own route and play the campaign as you see fit, with the more storyline based focus of European escalations campaign. And that's all well and good, but I think they could have done a bit better and taken a bit from one of their first, I think it was Eugen's first RTS game, that'd be the first I ever played, which was Ruse. And in the campaign of Ruse, it was very similar to European escalation. It was all very linear. You had a mission, you had units, you just did the mission, and then it gave you new units for the next battle. But one of the things I really liked about Ruse's campaign was that you weren't the only person fighting on your team. There was enemy AI, obviously, but there was also friendly AI, and that made you feel part of a larger battle. So, like, I mean, sometimes it was fighting with you, like it had units that you didn't have, so you had to work together. Sometimes you had to escort certain friendly AI units to the end of the match. But a lot of the time the AI was just fighting in some area of the map that you couldn't control. It literally did nothing towards the gameplay, but it just made you feel like part of a bigger battle, and it really improved the experience of it. And I felt they could have done that in Red Dragon's campaign. So for example, we're the survivors around Busan, and suddenly the US have sent their carrier fleet to help out, and they plan to attack Seoul, and that's all well and good, but the commander of Busan wouldn't take control of that fleet. He'd be too stretched, and you know, someone in Busan wouldn't coordinate it. It would be just too risky. So I felt what they could have done is made this a sort of friendly AI force that comes in here, maybe give you 3 possible options to donate forces, leave them be, or request some of their own forces to help you if you were in a tough trouble. You know, like I am, I've had to give some ground, so you can request some of their units to help out, but then they're slightly weaker. And then the friendly AI does that thing, you know, it fights Seoul all on its own, while you're focused around Busan. And then maybe a few later turns, they can say, oh, our commander was killed, would you mind stepping in? You know, if they fail, or maybe they succeed and just fight on their own. But I don't know, I just feel like friendly AI helps this sort of immersive experience, like, because you're not commanding everything at once. But I don't know, let me know how you feel about that in the comment section below. Anyway, let's actually start some fighting. Okay, computers turn, they're retreating towards Seoul. Yes, I know they're in Busan. Sue me. Anyway, MiG 29 fighters. Okay, so wait, they launched a counter-attack even though they were routed. That's bullshit to start off with. And now we're fighting in Daegu again, like literally. Okay? Everything there was routed. Okay, routed means they can't attack. That is terrible. I'm going to lose that territory because they shouldn't have had access to it.